Hi guys, it's Diana. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'll come in to show you how I made this explosion box. These were very popular years ago, and I did make some then too, but I didn't do a tutorial. So I thought I'd do a tutorial as quickly as I can. What you do is you lift the lid and explodes kind of. This is what my inside looks like, and I've kind of made the butterflies sit up so they look like they're flying, so they're not attached. I'll show you how I did that as well. Okay, so there's 3 layers to this box. You're going to need 12 by 12 cardstock. Now I'll try and make this tutorial as quick as I can, but it's going to be a little long. I will edit, but you know. Okay, so 3 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock is what you're going to need. Now I'm just going to use pink, but I'm going to work just for this bit. I'm going to use this sheet of pink, but I'm going to work with Christmas colours because I want to make a Christmas box. But just for this section, I'm just going to show you 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. I've got a pink sheet and it looks orange on the camera, I think, but it's 12 by 12, and you're going to need, like I said, 3 sheets. 1 sheet is going to stay at 12 by 12. The other sheet, the second sheet, is going to be cut 11 3/4 by 11 3/4, and the next sheet will be cut at 11 1/2 by 11 1/2. But we're working with the 12 by 12 right now, just for the example, and you're going to score it at 4 inches all the way around. So you're going to turn your paper quarter turn, score it at 4, turn it quarter turn, score it at 4, turn quarter turn, score it at 4, and you're going to do that to every sheet. Once you've cut them down, you're going to score them at 4 all the way around. Then you can move your scoreboard out the way, and what you're going to do is cut off this corner, and the bottom 2 corners. Alright, you're going to cut them off completely off each sheet. Alright, so you're going to have something that looks like this. Okay, so when you cut your corners off, you grab your corner rounder, and I just use the Stampin' Up! Stampin' Up! Project Life corner rounder, and just rounded all my corners. Okay, just, you don't have to do that, it's just a preference. Or you could do a decorative corner punch as well, that would work as well. So this is my 12 by 12 sheet, and as you can see, I've cut off the corners. All right, and then the same thing with the other sizes, the 11 3/4 by 11 3/4, and the 11 1/2 by 11 1/2, which gives me lovely layers like that. Okay, and I've rounded all the corners on all of them. All right, so we can put this aside for now. This is your base of your box, the bit that opens when you lift the lid. And we'll put that aside, and what we're going to do is make the lid now. So I'm just going to, I prepped a whole bunch of stuff here, so I'm just moving it, sorry. Sorry guys, 2 seconds. Right, for your lid, you're going to need a piece that measures 7 1/8 by 7 1/8, so it's square. You're going to score it, take it to your scoreboard and score it at 1 1/2 inches all the way around, turning, score, turn and score, 1 1/2 all the way around. Then you're just going to cut up on your score lines like that on each end. Okay, just like that, and then you're going to burnish your score lines. I'm not using a bone folder. It's not really heavy cardstock. And then just grab some glue, which I didn't. Actually, you could grab glue or you could grab tape. It doesn't matter. I'm going to grab some glue. And just glue your corners in. Alright, so you're gluing this part of your corner inside, like that, to your long piece. Alright. I'll put some glue on that corner. See, like that. And then I'm going to glue that to the inside of the long flap. If you've made boxes before, you'll know how to do that already, but just for the people that might be learning. And do it to all four, of course. Alright, so that's your lid done. All glued up. Alright, so that's the lid. Now, sorry, I was just looking at measurements. Okay, so now for the lid, you're going to need some DSP and some cardstock. One piece, the top piece, top piece is going to measure 3 15/16 square. So it's 3 15/16 by 3 15/16. Okay, so it's going to sit on there like that. Then you're going to have another piece that measures 3 11/16 by 3 11/16, and that's going to give you a nice border on top of that. And then you're going to have one that's 3.5 by 3.5 inches on top of that. And then you're going to have your DSP on top of that, which measures 3.25 by 3.25. Alright, so that's my layers for the top of my box. I'm just going to go ahead, and when I edit this video, I will edit this out, most likely. Okay, so that's the lid, the front of the lid done. Alright, now you're going to do the sides, so we've got some layers for that as well. So the strips that we have are, the bottom one is 1 5/16 by 3 15/16. Then the next one is 3 3/4 by 1 1/8. Then the next one is 1 inch by 3 5/8. And the DSP is 7/8 of an inch by 3 3/8. Okay, so then that's going to look like that when it's layered up. And then go ahead and layer all those together. Make sure I don't mess up my order. Okay guys, I'm back, and I've attached all those layers onto each other, and now I'm just attaching, gluing on my last side panel to here, like that, and that completes the lid of your box. Alright, so there's my lid. Looks like this now with the panels all the way around. Alright, we'll put that aside for a second, and we're going to do the outside of the box. So the biggest piece, actually no, what we're going to do first is glue them all together. We're going to glue them all into the middle square. So the easiest way to do that is to line up like this. Oh, sorry, it was concentration right there. It was just, you could, when you line it up, because your score lines are not going to be on top of each other, you need to have the same amount around the edge, and that'll give you a good placing in the middle. So what you're going to do, you can score your lines, fold your lines, fold your score lines is what I mean, like this. Just fold along the score lines that you made, if that makes it easier for you. Alright, and then place it in the middle, if that makes it easier. It doesn't really make it easier for me, so I'm just going to add glue to the back of it, just like this. Okay. Flip it over, and then I'm going to lay it down and center it as best I can. Using the space that I've got, you know, around to give me a guide as to where it needs to sit, and then just rub that so it's nice and glued down, and then do the same thing with the next one. Might as well fold them. It doesn't really matter whether you fold them or not, because you can see the score lines on here, so you know where to put the glue. Putting the glue just inside those score lines like that. Flip it over and do the same thing with this one. See how that sits nicely, evenly in between. Give it a good rub in so that glue takes, and there we have it. Alright, now oh, excuse me. Now for the outside of your box, you're going to add your the layers. Oh, forgot my words. The layers to the outside. So I've got some layers here already cut but not put together. Of course I wasn't that good. I didn't go that far. Okay. Alright, hang on guys. Okay guys, so I'm not sure what I said in the last section of the video, because I had to turn it off because my son came home. I had to open the door and let him in. So what we're doing now is we're placing the mats on the outside. So this is your outside. Place the mats on the outside, the last flap on the outside, placing some mats on that. And I'll give you the measurements for these mats. These measure, well, the cardstock rather, this piece measures 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and then the DSP that you want to put on top of that will measure 3 3/8 by 3 3/8, And as I said, that's going to go on the outside of your box. Alright, so outside. I'll just glue these two together with you. Just like that. And then you're going to glue each of these to the outside of each flap. Okay, so that's the outside of the box now. Back to the inside. Now for the inside, there's a few more measurements. I didn't put cardstock and then DSP. I've just done DSP, so I'm just going to give you the measurements of the DSP that I've used. These inside ones are 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, and they will go there like this. And I will just glue them in place with some glue. Okay, so that's the inner flap, and then you've got to put one in the middle. So that would be the center one, and that I've chosen a red piece, so that's going to go in the middle just like that. This piece measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, like that. And then you're going to just open up your flaps and do the next one, which is what does that measure? Middle ones are 3 1/2 by 3 3/4. Okay. Oops. And then you move along and you do the bottom one, and those ones measure what do those ones measure? Bottom flap is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So again, I've chosen some red for this one. Like that. Right, that's all your layers now. Now you can do the other side of the flaps as well, but for time frame purposes for this video, I'm going to run out of memory on my card most likely. I'm going to skip that. Alright, but you get the idea. And now for the center, you're going to want to embellish it with whatever you want, Christmas, you know, embellishments of however, whatever you want to put in there. I actually don't have any Christmas embellishments, nothing. I've got nothing that's Christmas. So what I'm going to do is the same kind of thing that I did in this one, with the flowers and the butterflies. I'm going to do the same thing in the Christmas one, except I'm going to use red and green. And I'm going to see if I can find a Christmas sentiment somewhere that I can put in the middle. But I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back when I figured out what I'm putting in the middle, and I'll show you that. Okay. Hey guys, so I finished the box off camera. I was doing the inside. So this is what the inside ended up looking like. Oops, when you remove the lid. And it looks like this. Oops. And you can see I've popped up, or not popped up, but made the flower look like it's in the air. I don't know if you can see it very well, but so that's the finished inside for me. You would put embellishments on each layer, but I haven't done that because I think that people are going to want to put photos on there. So if I put embellishments, then I'm not leaving as much room for photos on those other layers. But I said I'd come back and show you how I did this bit that sits up. And so what I did was, I don't have any Christmas embellishment, so I just used what I had, and I came up with a die. There was a die, in my collection, and I believe it came with a magazine, actually, one of those, I don't know if it was a UK magazine or it was just a magazine that you can get from the newsagent, and it cuts this poinsettia, and they just layers on top of there like that. And then I went and made those, and that's what you see in the center here. Alright, so I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, but there's flowers on the bottom. Yeah, and then I used a Martha Stewart punch for the leaves, and another punch that I don't even know what brand it is for the other leaves. So I just pretty much just found what I had, you know, and put that together. But now I want to show you how I made the flower sit up in the air like the butterflies in the other one I showed you. But what you do is you need packaging, but you need, this is just a birdie, you know, it's a container there. You need this packaging, but it has to be that firm packaging. It can't be like you get some packaging and it's a flimsy plastic. You need the firm plastic, because what you do is you bend the plastic so that your piece will stand. Let me just, I'll try and show you. I'll cut this off here. I don't need the, so you need a strip of plastic. I don't know if you can see, I've got a strip of plastic, and what I did was I just bent over, I bent over the end like that, see, so that it would stand, and then the top I bent that over and then glued the flower to that, so it stands, you know what I mean? Ow. So it stands, you can't see it, but see, and then it stands. So, you know, it's really, really easy. That's all I did, but it needs to be firm plastic, otherwise it will droop. Okay guys, so that is the finished box, and that's what I came up with. And of course I did a little sentiment that says Merry Christmas here, and it's a Stampin' Up stamp set with the layering ovals die set that's available in the catalogue. And then that's the front of the box and the sides that we completed. thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully this tutorial was easy to follow, and I will be back soon with some more tutorials. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Okay, bye.